Welcome, everybody, to an all-new episode of On My Sports. As always, it's your boy John J, and with me once again is my dog D Snow from the Go. What's going on with you, Snow?
Going on, my dog? We back in the house for sure. Shout out to all the sports fans. What a great time to be alive, man. Sports is on my mind every day, all the time. What's going on with you, Big J?
Man, I can't call it, man. Chilling, man. A lot to talk about after another fire week of sports, as always. You know, it's a lot that went down this week, man. And I think one of the coolest things that I just happened to see was WrestleMania 40 this week.
Can you smell?
Yeah. And it was cool because we talked about the beginning of the hype train on this show a couple months back, right around Super Bowl time. And it was funny because at the time the talk was The Rock was coming back to take on Roman Reigns for the championship on WrestleMania. But that hashtag we want Cody took off.
Yeah.
And it changed everything. It became a movement. The Cody Crybabies, as The Rock called them. They took over and they got what they wanted. Cody got back in that main event, and he brought it home, man. He got that championship belt, man, that Universal Championship. So congratulations to him. But WrestleMania, it was,
man. Hey, it's the bloodline.
It was an amazing, fun event. Like I had been away from wrestling for a long time, but I was somebody that I watched a lot of The Rock when I was younger. So with him back in it, that kind of brought me back into watching it. And man, I was just so entertained.
Yes,
John Cena run out there, catch a rock bottom after hitting a couple F5s on those guys, or not F5, whatever, I forget the name of his move, but the Undertaker coming out there and hitting the Rock with a choke slam.
Undertaker looked good, man. Undertaker looked, no Diddy. Undertaker looked good.
It was cool. It was a fun event. And one of my takeaways from that is Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce is athletic as hell, man. I don't know if you saw, but he was there. The event was in Philly.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so Jason, that's the big Kelce. That's the older Kelce. Okay.
Yeah, the one that had just retired.
Okay.
So him and Lane Johnson, who also is one of the offensive tackles out there in Philly, he comes in, and I kid you not, Jason Kelce just one hops over the ropes, just hops. And I'm like, oh, that was athletic as hell. What the hell you retiring for? You still got it. You still got it. As big as he is.
Yeah, I can see him being in great shape still, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I didn't even hear about that part. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun event, man. I enjoyed it. And, shout out to Peacock. That's one thing I can say. The value is there for the wrestling. It used to be the monthly pay-per-view events, but now it's all on Peacock. So you don't have to spend all that.
Peacock first took over, wrestling. I was wondering how that was going to go, but it's peaked them. I mean, I see it's been a big up for them.
Yeah, it's boom. It's boom. So that was pretty cool. Even Logan Paul, man. Logan Paul is good as hell.
Yeah.
Like, the social media star you tend to not give a damn about, but
hey, dude went from almost being blackballed out of like the world to being a world star. Like, you gotta applaud that kid, man, for real.
Yeah. He was a natural in it though. So, shout out to that. It was a fun weekend, fun to see all of that. So, yeah, that was my takeaway, and just something to caught my eye this weekend. What caught your eye this past week or this weekend?
Before I jump into mine, yours was big, man, because I'm in my late 40s. A lot of guys my age, all week long, this is all they've been talking about. Wrestling is alive again. For me, I can't watch it without. I see every move. I see all of it. Like, it's weird for me. Like, I can't enjoy it without.
The whole show is run by Triple H and The Rock now.
No, and that's the thing. Hey, and this is the thing that
Like
people
Triple
forget.
H got Vince
Hey,
McMahon's job.
this is the thing that people forget about The Rock because they're new fans. The Rock was the best when he was a heel. The best. When people hate The Rock, that's when wrestling was the best. The fans hated The Rock. Everybody hated The Rock when
He's
The Rock
so
was at
good
the
at
top of his
selling
game.
it.
So to see him being a heel, seeing him, everything that happened, this is how it's supposed to be. I loved it. I love what The Rock's doing for him. So I think yours is great, man. Hey, wrestling is on fire again. It's back. The fans are loving it. So we got to get love to wrestling. It is a true sport. But what caught my eye for one, the eclipse, man. The eclipse caught my eye, man.
Oh
We won't
yeah,
see
that was good.
another one of those for 21 years. I was there trying to look at it. It was a pretty cool moment to look at the eclipse through the glasses. Hey, I know that was a surprise one, but we won't get another one of those. So that did catch my eye this week. But
that was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anybody got to see the clips? If you did, man, I've seen some really cool pictures and videos, man. That was pretty awesome. But man, hey, if the biggest thing going on that I've seen this week, man, watching Dawn Staley cry after the championship the other day, man. Man, Dawn Staley, man. I'm old enough to remember when she was on Martin. You know,
talk about it.
You
talk
know,
about it.
Her and
that's one of our
Lisa
legends.
Leslie, and they were hooping, and she was talking us stuff. You know, I mean, dude. That's how long we've been watching Dawn Staley. That's how long she's been in our lives. And to see her not only, win a championship, her team go undefeated, but she got one kid that's going to the WNBA probably next year after that. I don't even know who a lot of those kids are on her team. So it's about coaching there and the culture and what she's possessed. I mean, what was South Carolina before she got there? Now they are the new UConn of women's basketball. And then to see how she just so elegantly, gave, Caitlin, Clark her flowers, for what she's done for the game.
That was big.
And because no doubt about it, you can hate Caitlin or you can love her. Caitlin has taken, the game of basketball when it comes to women to another level. I don't know if you've heard, but the
ratings was stupid.
The 14.7 million people chimed in, the biggest women's basketball game, bigger than all the men's games this year, if you didn't know.
Yeah, that was the biggest basketball game.
Like that many people tuned in. And this is because at this point, and this is what we talked about in the chat this week, she has the Mayweather effect. Caitlin Clark has the Mayweather effect. You get a bunch of fans that want to see her win, and it's a bunch of fans that want to see her lose. And that's why when being a black man, I have nothing against what Angel Reese said last week, about what she's going through and the death threats and all of that. There is not a star in this world that doesn't go through that. Hey, once you start to wear that crown, like they say, heavy as they had to wear the crown, it comes with the spoils, but it also comes with the negativity. And what you think Caitlin Clark going through? You think it's easy for her? You think everything is just peaches and cream for her? Of course it's not. But man, another thing I want to say before we move on. Her first game plan for the Indiana Fever, they've already negotiated a deal with a stadium because they already know they're not going to be able to fit that first game. Already, they know that people are going to be coming out to see Caitlin Clark. So to see the women's game, that was really cool to see what the WNBA, might be able to finally start to get up off itself. It's exciting to see what happened in the girls' game. And I know we're going to flow right into the championship. So before we even jump into it, man, I mean, man, what a heavyweight match we had, man. What a heavyweight match we had with South Carolina and Iowa. I mean, man, Caitlin Clark comes out, puts up 18 points in the first quarter, breaks another record. I mean, I said she's gonna put up 60 tonight. I had my popcorn. I had a couple of things in popcorn, bro, because I was excited. Like the adrenaline was pumping. The game was great. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen, man. What a heavyweight fight! But what you saw, if you ask me, that last game, the Final Four game, Caitlin Clark played 40 minutes. She played 40 minutes. She put in a lot. She put up 42, 15, 42, 10, or some crazy numbers. It was crazy. She went crazy. But you could tell Dawn Staley is a great coach for a reason. Man, they ran bodies at her all game long. They constantly put a fresh body on her, and they wore her down. And as a jump shooter, hey, I'm a basketball player. As a jump shooter, a person that shoots jump shots, man, by that fourth quarter, you could tell she was dog tired. And we all knew it was going to take a lot to beat South Carolina. They weren't defeated for a reason. But I think it was still a great match all the way into the end. It was better than the men's game. It was once again, they to me, they making it. The men's got to step it up, man. I mean, we are watching the college basketball Final Four these days, looking to see what's going to happen on the other side. But I mean, what you think about the game before we go into the men's game, man? What you think about that, bro?
I enjoyed it. Like you said, I mean, you called it perfectly. They threw some bodies at her and and slowed her up, made everything difficult, tired her out. But Caitlin Clark is a show in herself.
Yes.
You know, she is gonna fill stadiums all across the WNBA in the next level. She showed out. I think it was like what 18 million for the next game. Um, so hey, the ratings are there. Me and Big Money talked about the Ice Cube big three deal, the offer last week, the $5 million.
Don't look so bad now, do
It don't.
it?
I didn't think it looked bad then. Like, you
Yeah.
know, and supposedly she would have been able to still pursue the WNBA, and the big three ain't, but like what, a few weeks, couple months tops of work. So I would have considered it. But yeah, she's box office. So
Can the WNBA block something like that? How does that work?
they probably can. I'm not sure of
If
the
somebody's willing to offer you
contracts. I
way more
know
money than I can offer you, how could you get mad though? You know what I mean?
yeah, but it's other leagues though. The fact that it's another league. I know you can't do like competitive sports. They got stuff wording like you can't ride motorcycles and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. It just depends on the contract. I haven't looked that up to see if she legally can do it.
She could trump
But
them and say, "Look, I'm gonna go do this for a year." You know, what could they say? Because you
I
ain't
mean,
gonna say, "What you know?
in
What
all
we don't
honesty,
want
they
you to
need
play
her.
for us." They
The
need her more than she needs
WNBA
them.
needs her. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
they need her. They banking on her. That's their biggest product coming in next year.
Mm.
So they don't want that smoke.
Yeah, her and Aaliyah gonna look good together.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty dope.
Yes, sir.
But then like on the men's side, just as a whole, I thought it was cool. And congratulations again to UConn, to USC, I mean to SC, and also on the men's side, UConn.
Yeah, man.
Both
Huskies
winning
did
the
it again,
championship.
man.
But it was cool to see on both sides, on the men and women, that you had the tournament's best player against the tournament's best team on both sides.
Yeah.
And it was both as good as advertised. The best player showed
Hey,
up and did their
Edie put
thing.
on a little show, man. It was nice watching Edie
Yeah,
do his little thing, man.
they couldn't
Seeing his
stop
energy,
Edie, but you
man.
know, as
Yeah.
we know, we knew UConn had the better guard situation.
UConn got a
So
lot of
Edie
bodies. They
did
got
what
some
he
young
had to
guys
do.
over there we don't even know, man, that just really stepped up in that last game. I mean, that defense was on point, and Klingon is just a beast on defense and offense. Like, you know, he gives me the little Tyler Hansbrough type of vibes. You know, just that energy on the court and just the defense and the offense. Like, seriously.
Yeah. He does affect the game in a big way on defense. Klingon.
Hey, and shout out to Hurley too, man. They family tree, bro. I mean, now you know he got him back-to-back chips. His brother won back-to-back chips as a player, dad championships. I mean, it's in their DNA to coach, and he's an awesome coach. I love his energy. I love the way he interacts with the players. I love his gameplay. Like he's the best coach out there in the men's college game, and I think that Kentucky's going. We're gonna get into that a little bit. I'm gonna hold the milk. You know, I'm gonna hold the milk for later, but Kentucky's gonna be throwing some bags around. We just need to see who's gonna grab it. You know, we don't know. But Hurley right now, he's the hottest name out there. And I mean, man, it's funny because he said it. I saw a little clip in 2020. He said, "Y'all better get us now, because in a couple of years, man." I mean, for him to speak that into existence and then to see the way they're playing and back-to-back chips and they, I mean, it was no doubt. It wasn't like, I mean, you could tell who's gonna win that game from beginning to finish, man. They just had total control of the game, you know.
Yeah, they did, without a doubt. Yeah, it wasn't even close. But it was still fun to see a good weekend of hoops.
Yeah.
All around. And like you said, Hurley is the man now.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's quickly becoming the face of college hoops. Especially when you got guys moving around like that. You kind of prefaced it a little bit and led to it, but we'll go and jump right into it. But Coach John Calipari, leaving Kentucky for Arkansas.
Man.
How about that for the Hogs?
Man, the run is over in Kentucky, man. That was a long run, man. A lot of great players came out of that. Man, he pushed a lot of dudes into the league, man. A lot of great players. Some guys fizzled out. Some guys have won some championships. Hey, come on, man. I'm a Coach C guy, man. I don't care what nobody say about him, man. I think he is still a part of
Same
that
here.
old school coaching, but hey, ain't nothing but love for Coach C, man.
Yeah, I can dig it. And I got a lot of family from Arkansas, so they big Razorback fans. So I know.
Oh, they're excited about this. Oh yeah. Oh, they're
Yeah, I
excited
know
about
they
getting
to the
him down
moon
there.
about this.
Because think about it, he's gonna scout, he's gonna recruit, he's gonna bring in some players. Oh, we'll see them in a tournament next year. Let's just talk about it. Hey, this is gonna be a quick turnaround because when
Yeah,
his commits are gonna come with him, and
and
let's be honest.
Arkansas isn't unfamiliar to being in that
Oh
situation when
yeah,
it comes
oh
to
man,
the
yeah.
hoops. They had kind of had an off year this year, but
Hey,
last few
all the way
years
back
they
to the
was in
days
it.
of John Chaney, man. Come on, man. Let's
Man,
yeah.
them 48 minutes of hell days with
Yes, sir,
Nolan
man.
Richardson.
Hey man, good teams came out of there, man. So it's exciting to see basketball alive back down there in Arkansas. I'm happy for them and excited. Hey, as we see, basketball, a lot of the basketball players are starting to come from the South now. You're starting to see that now. You know, a lot of good crops are coming.
Yeah,
So you know, he sees something we don't see, and you gotta believe in that. But this is gonna cause a domino because that's a big job. The basketball
a
job at Kentucky,
really big job.
that's
A
a
really big
big
job.
job, man. That's something that commands attention. So yeah, so we're gonna see some dominoes happening soon.
Yeah, and just off of the little short list that I saw of possible potential replacements, rumored names Scott Drew, Dan Hurley, and Billy Donovan. Now, if I'm going to be honest with you, UConn is, when it comes to college hoops, UConn is one of them schools. You know what I'm saying? One of them power schools, one of them places to be if you win it. So I would think UConn is in their best interest to do everything they can to keep Hurley there.
Right now, yeah, UConn has a winning tradition at this point, man. Since '99, I mean, they turned that into, like you said, basketball school, men and women. Let's be honest, they got a couple years where both sides won. So
Yeah.
that's all they do down there is basketball. I don't know anything else UConn. I don't know football, baseball, hockey. You know.
So
So
you
yeah.
would think they need to get in their bag and do everything they can to keep Hurley there and keep him happy.
Going for the
Um,
3-3-2, I don't see him walking away from that opportunity. It will be the first time, I think, in history. I think nobody's ever 3-peated in college, if I'm correct.
yeah, I think you're right. I
You know,
think
so
you're right.
I think as a coach and as a competitor, I don't see him walking away from that opportunity. I don't see that. Plus, I think he's grounded down there. I mean, that job, like you said right now, why wouldn't his recruiting is going to shoot up even more? I mean, I'm doing
Yeah.
nothing but building winning teams down here. Why would I need to start over? As a
Yeah,
Bulls
that's
fan,
that's one of those schools that you would love to go to win at. That's one of the places to be to win.
as a Bulls fan, I'm hoping that Billy Donovan is on the first thing smoking.
Yeah, I figure you get a kick out of talking about that name on the list. I'm with you.
Ooh-wee.
I'm
Hey,
with you. You want to take Billy? Go ahead.
man, get
And,
him out of there,
I just
man.
saw earlier today that he's saying that he committed to the Bulls, but I'm
That's what
hoping
they
that's
all
just
say. They
early
all say they
early talk.
committed.
Yeah, yeah.
They all say that's all of a
Um,
sudden you see the press conference. All right, so
but
I'm
yeah,
here
have at
now.
it. I'm all for that. I'm
Yeah.
all for that. If you need to go and take Billy, we can go ahead. It's time for a start over in Chicago. So I don't know. I would love that name to go to Kentucky. And he came from that conference
Hmm.
when he was with Florida.
I think it'd be a
So
good look for him.
that's a good name. That's a
I
good
think it'd be
name.
a good look for him. But the thing is, that would cause a domino effect. We don't want the Bulls doing something stupid like hiring, let's just bring Bill Cartwright back in.
The Bulls going to try to hire Dan Hurley.
Ooh.
They're
That
going to try
domino
to
is
get
really
Hurley.
dropping. No, I mean, but we are starting to see a lot of women's names coming up. Imagine the Bulls. Let's say
Maybe
the
we'll
Bulls.
go and get
Let's go
Adrian
get
Griffin.
Don Staley. Let's go snatch Don Staley out the college ranks and bring it to the NBA.
Man,
Let's see what
speaking
she
of
can
which,
do.
I saw. I'm glad you brought that up because they for the Charlotte Hornets head coaching job. Lindsey Hardy is getting an interview.
Yeah.
And if she got that, she'd be the first head coach in the league, coming off a G League Coach of the Year win for her.
And the one thing you'll never see is me hating on a woman coach. A woman that we both hold dearly in our hearts, by the name of Misty Buckley. Hey, man, taught me a lot about the game of basketball, taught me a lot about defense, worked on my jump shot. So when it comes to women coaches, I've always been 100% in. I don't see, just like how some people don't see color, I don't see gender when it comes to coaching. It's all about, do you know the game and can you actually add something to it? And that's we're starting to see that, man, this can happen. If men can go over and coach the girls' side, I think it could be on both sides. So I'm excited to see where it's going to come from, who's going to be, you know, willing to step out there. Because I think a Don Staley would command the attention. You know, you got to get somebody that's going to command their attention, no doubt about it.
Yeah, she'll get you fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Don Staley is that type that can get you to run through a wall.
She seemed like one of the guys, for real. She just carries herself like that. You know, she does have a wife too, so you know.
She was the coldest. She was the coldest female point guard of our time, boy.
Hey, I bet she still could hoop. I bet you because she still looks great in shape. I bet she still could do it. You know,
Don Staley was getting buckets.
Buckets and
buckets on buckets.
That's why she's a great leader now. She was a great leader on the court and off. You know what I mean? She commands your attention. That's what matters in coaching. So, man, it's nice to talk about all this. Just to even have those ideas being thrown out there, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt. But moving on, man, it's time to it's time to talk some hoops, man. It's time to talk the grown man game. What all these collegiate athletes are striving to get to. They're trying to get to the big leagues. And things are heating up in the big leagues right now. We down to the final. We got about a week left in this thing, man, because the play-in is starting
April 10th.
Next week. On the 16th.
16th, okay.
A week from today, actually. So next time we broadcast, and it'll probably be some games on, or a game or two, a game underway. So yeah, it's here just about.
Yeah.
And every day movement changes. But the play-in looks to be set. Right now it's just positioning that needs to be figured out. But for the most part, we got an idea of some of these matchups that we're gonna get, Snow. So man, I right now I just want to get into just kind of where things are looking right now. Heading into the wild card in the playoffs, or I'm sorry, the play-in and the playoffs, seeding wise, and maybe we can kind of predict where some of these teams are gonna fall and start to get a clearer picture of what this playoff outlook is gonna look like.
I mean, let's start in the West, man. It's always best in the West. Hey, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, like we talked about a little bit in the chat before the show. I mean, it's been like it's one game, you know, that separates 1, 2, and 3. One game. So on any given night, somebody else is gonna be in first place. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say that let's know who's gonna get lucky. Let's go with the Thunder, man. Thunder's gonna end up winning the West. Because you gotta pick somebody. You either gonna be right or you're gonna be wrong. I mean, the Nuggets, I really feel like the Nuggets know no matter what position they play, if it's 1, 2, or 3, they're not afraid of anybody. Everybody's afraid of them. That's just being honest. I think the teams that's most worried, I think the Timberwolves want to make sure they get the right matchup. I think the Thunder want to make sure they get the right matchup. I think the Nuggets don't care. I think those two teams are going to be fighting hard because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, who wants to see the Suns in the first round or the Pelicans? Both of those teams are playing well. The Kings, any of those 3 slots, depending on how, you know, the play-in goes, because, hey, you know, we got the Lakers out there. You got the Lakers, you got the Warriors. You know, the play-in is going to get crazy. But, man, let's be honest here, man. You know, after you get through that play-in, that's going to be tough to continue to win and make it all the way to the finals with as tough as the West is. But yeah, man, I'm so in the air about this, man.
While you mentioned the Thunder, let's go ahead and look real quick because we could pull up.
Because right now, that Clippers Mavericks magic, if 4 and 5 stay the same, that is going to be electric. Man, like, I'm excited for the playoffs, man. It's going to be some great things that happen. We're going to see a lot. I mean, and shout out to the Mavs, man, moving up to 5th spot, man. You know, can't wait till we get to the MVP talk because my man deserves to be in a high spot now. But, hey, I can't believe it. I mean, they basically a game and a half out of the 4th spot right now. Like the Magic are really playing some good ball down the stretch coming to the end of the season.
Yeah. But down the stretch, just looking at this schedule for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have the Kings tonight. That's probably going on right now, more than likely. Then they got the Spurs, they got the Milwaukee Bucks, the Dallas Mavericks. Is that it?
Dang, that's it. It's only 4 games left.
Yeah. Well, like I said, next week is the end of the end of the season. So
they had 68 games. I mean, had 78 games. I didn't even notice that. They had 78 games.
Yeah.
4 games left.
So those last 2 are going to be in some tough games. But
and San Antonio has been playing pretty tough down the stretch. They ain't been just giving games away.
4 games. Let's look at because I want to try to compare these schedules of these top 3, so we could kind of try to get a feel for who's going to finish with that top seed. So
hey, OKC beat Sacramento tonight. Ding 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 ding.
OKC won.
So they already making me look good.
Okay, I can dig it. Let's look at
that's big for me right there. Look, I ain't even see that. So look, they are.
And what's crazy is all 3 of those teams not only in the same conference, but
what's
they
funny
all the same.
But Denver's also winning right now. Like that's gonna come down the stretch. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough down the stretch.
Yeah. So Denver still got
Minnesota again.
They got Minnesota tomorrow.
And
that's a back-to-back. They coming off a back-to-back, so it looks good.
They might sit some guys because I don't think they care as much as Minnesota care. But their last game against the
finish
Grizzlies,
up easy though. They finish up against San Antonio and Memphis.
I see them resting guys, man. I don't think they care as much about the season like everybody else does. They the defending champs. I don't think they're worried.
You could be right. You could be right. But if they don't, I mean, even if they do rest guys,
that's just like with the bottom and the play-in. I see Golden State and the Lakers resting guys. At this point, nobody's going to overtake them. You need to be ready for that long stretch.
Timberwolves got their dub today, so they
everybody won. So everything sits still. Everything stays right the same going into tomorrow. And then those 2 teams play each other. So that no matter what, something's going to happen out of that.
And they got Atlanta and Phoenix. So Denver has the easiest run the rest of the way, you would say.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. Well, I don't know how much of a limb it is.
You going with Denver?
I think Denver, just because of what they got left.
Yeah.
They've gone through the toughest road. And it's very likely that the other guys don't lose on the way out. I mean, it's really gonna come down to this game, honestly.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night's game is gonna be for the #1 seed, I think.
All right, Denver, man. Don't count my OKC boys out. Even though Shea hasn't even been playing.
You're right. Yeah, Shea been banged up. You're right. But that's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah. It's great, man. It's great to have this
down the stretch.
Yeah, man. It's great down the stretch to have this, though. It's nice to have everything so close like this, because out east ain't nothing shaking. Like when I saw that the Boston Celtics were up by 15 games, like that is amazing.
You know what else I wanted to look at? The Lakers and the Kings, because the Lakers trail the Kings by a half a game. Right now, the Lakers are sitting at the 9 spot, and they trailing the Warriors right now. They definitely need. Damn, the Clippers are up 53-20 on the Suns.
Oh, the Golden State is weighing out the Lakers by 15.
Man, everything is gonna change tomorrow. Everything is changing tomorrow. But just
so going down the stretch, man.
The Lakers got after these Warriors, they got the Grizzlies and the Pelicans. Pelicans might give them some comp, but Lakers should be able to win out. They got to come through with this game tonight, though. I think a lot of teams trying to avoid Denver, and then
of course. That's the giant killer
playoff
right
matchup.
Yeah, that's the giant killer, though. Nobody want to see Denver, and they playing well right now. Can't wait to get into our MVP talk.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that was a big game tonight with the Thunder and the Kings. The Suns and the Blazers.
Yeah, easy peasy.
And the Pelicans.
Well, the first game is going to be some tough games because everybody's still battling for position, but that Portland game should be a walkthrough.
Man, their ticket prices ain't that bad.
Ain't that crazy, right? Go to New Orleans for a game, man.
That's in Cali, though.
That's in Cali? No way. That's not in Cali.
Well, this is Jason.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah,
that's not in Cali.
Home.
For who?
Home.
That's Sacramento?
Yeah, for the Kings.
Well, Sacramento's not the same as LA. I can see it being a little cheaper still. But still, that's cheap, though. I mean, for a winning team, that's crazy. Yeah. But they went through some seasons of really a lot of mediocrity. So
yeah, they got to earn that back.
Yeah, they still trying to earn that. Yeah, they still trying to
get our last. We ain't getting nobody last right now.
Went through 10 years of being bad. That's a long time.
So yeah, that was just it's cool to just look ahead and see what these guys got left. But I will have to go out on a limb and say Denver. But it's really gonna come down to who wins that game tomorrow, probably.
Yeah, Minnesota win that game. You got another. You talking something about something else?
Yeah. And the only reason why I'm picking them over the Thunder is just because right now the Thunder got the 1-game deficit, and it's only a few games left. One of those teams won't lose.
Yeah, I was just guessing. I'm not. I don't have any concrete.
None of them is a bad guess though.
Gonna be a great playoffs, man.
Definitely don't look bad there. How about the run that Luka and them been on?
Hey man,
the Mavs have played their way up into the 5 spot now. And we might get that 4-5 matchup with the Clippers and the Mavs again.
Hey, it's so nice to see Kyrie Irving finally coming into his own. No drama this year, no bad talk. Him and Luka are meshing. They're playing well. I mean, I think he had 49 the other night in the win.
Yeah, they allowing him to be I want to say Batman and Robin, but he's more than a Robin right now at this point.
It's like Batman A and B, the real.
Like Superman and Batman, really.
You saw the stat, like Luka is like #1 in first half points, and he's number one in second half points. So what that shows me is these dudes are playing well off of each other. They are really playing well off each other, and it's showing in the stats and in the winning column. I mean, they fell out of the playoffs last year, and it was sad. We were mad when they didn't try to win that last game. And to see them like coming into their own down the stretch and starting to really play well, seeing Luka really, really starting to play well with another star. Both of them actually playing, they're both actually making the haters and the naysayers look bad because they are really, man. We're only a couple of years ago, Luka made it to the Western Conference Championship. So, hey, man, this playoff is going to be even better than last year, because like we talked about earlier, Minnesota, who saw this coming? I mean, for them to lose Cat and to still be talking about they're chasing the #1 seed in the West, that is amazing. To see, what that team is doing, the maturity of that team, it showed you that one player, when they really step up into their own and turn into that superstar, what they could do for a team. And that's what we've seen with Ant. Ant has really turned that on. I mean, people don't hate, what's his name is what they're used to. What's the center down there?
Rudy Gobert.
Man,
You're right.
Gobert. Hey, bro, we have started
everybody hated Rudy Gobert. He got with Ant now. All of a sudden, everybody like Rudy Gobert.
Like we did not like that man. Now, he had a kid recently and stuff. I saw like we actually like Rudy Gobert, and he's having a good season. But that's what that's what a good player can do for a team. But yeah, man, it's been a great season so far, man. It's been a lot of great games. We've had some crazy blowouts, 50 and 60-point blowouts, but on the other side of it, we've seen some really, really outstanding performances this year, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's been fun. But just the thought of just looking at things, again, you would like to think, you'd like to hope, like to see the Lakers move up. Just so them and the Warriors aren't playing to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, you don't want to see
crazy.
At this point, I'm tired of that matchup. I'm tired of watching them beat each other up.
and then on the other side, though, in terms of a play-in game, if the Lakers can move up and switch places with the Kings, then you would get the Kings and the Warriors, and Steph
Last year.
and Fox is always fire.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
one
on the other
rematch from
side, you
last year.
getting and then on the other side, you getting LeBron against Zion.
Mm.
I mean, just in
I'm not gonna lie,
terms
I would
of
like that a little more. I would like that a little more.
just in
Yeah,
terms of
the
player
passing of the
and
guard type thing.
watchability,
Yeah, you got the
that's the way
old
you
school
want to
against the
see it.
new school, and
Yeah,
Zion is playing
that's
well
the way
right
you
now.
want to
Hey,
see it.
we're gonna get Zion in the playoffs, man. Do you
Maybe,
realize that?
maybe
Maybe.
because his
Oh
play in, they in 7 right now.
no, but it's still the playoffs. It's still you're still making it to this level. You know, you're
to
getting
the
to see
to
him
the
on the big stage.
It's not playoffs, but it's the next level. It
I
may be
think
to
it's
the
sad,
next
man.
level of the season.
You make it to the 7th seed, you should be in the playoffs, man. I know they hate
You
it.
should, but I've loved so far
I know you love to play in.
the play in has been hitting though. Like the intrigue has been there. As
It's
much as
all good.
people wanted to complain about it,
I'm
it's
old school,
turned
man.
into some entertaining
It's been
games,
fun. No, it's
man.
been fun. But I feel like if you don't make the playoffs, you're supposed to go get better. You know, you want that AC. You can't make the AC, you don't need to be it. You just give them good guys like LeBron a reason to still try to make it, you know.
I mean, teams like Miami gave them a nice wink for the play in last year. Being an 8 seed and making it
Yeah,
all the way to the finals.
yeah,
Um, so they get everybody some hope for the play-in tournament.
that's true.
But I think it's been a great idea so far. I've loved it. It's made
It's been a hit. It's been a hit. We'll see how
it's made the end of the season even more
the
exciting.
play in, you know, the in season tournament. We'll see how that goes next year because that was kind of. We'll see if that can continue to do well. I mean, they try to do some different things, man, and it has gave guys that play more this season, and it seems like the excitement is really starting to grow even more in the league, and that's what it's all about. Continue to grow.
Yeah, without a doubt. So let's take things over East, man.
Man,
And the Celtics, they've run away with that.
that's
But
amazing.
today the Bucks did beat the Celtics, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe I heard them say that the Bucks locked up the 2 seed tonight with that win.
Okay. That's important.
Which makes sense. There's only a couple games left.
Now they just need the 76ers to win out because they don't want to see
Yeah,
them.
man. It's crazy. Like, the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Congratulations on a great season. Your prize is Philly and Miami.
Yeah,
Potentially Philly and
yeah,
Miami.
yeah. Because the Bulls,
That seems
and
like
that's
the
funny that Atlanta
punishment.
and Chicago are right back in the same spot that they were in last season.
Yeah, the
That is
Bulls, the
amazing.
Heat, and the Hawks have been perennial
8,
playing
9, 10. 8, 10.
teams
It's like we just gonna hang
since the
around.
tournament started.
And the thing is, the Bulls are 37-41 this year. The Hawks are 36-42. Trae Young has been more hurt this year than he's ever been in his career. DeJounte's running that team at this point. They don't even deserve to be in the playoffs. Neither one of those teams. I think it's sad. But hey, this is what it's all about. Let's see what they do with it. Hopefully, they put up a good fight, and it's not just quick blowouts.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they might make it entertaining.
So what would it be like?
But I think
7-6 against the Hawks, Heat against Bulls. That how that would work?
no, Sixers and the Heat, Bulls and Hawks. The 7 against the 8, and the winner
Okay.
becomes automatic 7.
Oh, the other become
And
automatic
the
8.
loser
Okay.
will play the winner out of the 9 and the 10. So the loser
Oh, I
out of the
forgot how
9
that
and the
goes.
10 go
Okay.
home.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Bulls and the Hawks, the loser go home, the winner keeps playing for 8.
Okay. Let's go. Hey, them some hot teams down there besides the Bulls. So we'll see how it goes because they can pull something out their hat. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see it.
Yeah.
No matter what. Hey, after you do all of that, your prize. Hey, to me, the Magic had a great season. Hats off to the Orlando Magic. I think they are the Sacramento Kings of this year's playoffs. Had a great season last year. You were happy for them. It's nice to see everything they've done knocked out in the first round. Just being honest.
I tell you what though. As much as a team like Milwaukee wants to see the Sixers take over the 6th spot from Indy so they can avoid them. And I'm thinking the Sixers want the same thing. so they can avoid Milwaukee. The Magic want the opposite. The Magic would love for things to stay the way they are right now and
Well,
get
they want the Pacers
Indiana.
bad.
They get a shot at. They got a shot at with
Yeah, they
Indiana.
do. They do. No
That's
doubt about it.
winnable. That's
Yeah.
winnable. They got a shot there.
Yeah, I don't think they
So
want to
it's
see
crazy how the
Cleveland, New
one
Orleans, or
game
the Heat.
changes all the outlook.
Yeah, that's true.
But nobody else you would say that with. But with the Pacers, you would think they got a shot there.
Yeah,
that's something. That's one they could steal. So they hoping that the Pacers stay put. They like, no, let Joel sit a little bit longer. Let them sit a little bit longer.
I'll start cooking them up yet.
Yeah.
Hey, fun fact, man. Draymond Green is 5 for 5 from 3 in the first half tonight.
That's gonna be a Jeopardy question or
And
something.
then that guy, Draymond Green he got to get his head out his ass, man. That dude is a great player, a champion. He got to find a way to stay away from the drama, bro. Like every time I look up, he in the middle of something. I don't. At this point, it's just stupid to watch him get in trouble. Like you a grown ass man on TV fighting with people every week, bro. Like stop it, bro. It's basketball,
Yeah.
But another day, another conversation for another day. Shout out to
Trouble
Draymond.
finds him. Trouble finds him.
Man.
Yeah, he calling him 𝐕 𝑚 tonight.
He's on fire.
I can dig it. You like to see it though. The league is good when it's fun when the Warriors are good. Right. I hate, even though things are bleak and they the
Bro,
run is
you
ended.
Always have to have the evil empire for people to hate. You gotta have that. Hey, for years the
LeBron
Bulls were
and
that
Steph
team.
are needed every year in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's important, man, because they got the Mayweather effect. It's a million people want to see him win. It's a million that want to see him lose. Just so we can say, "Oh, look at that," or "Hey, we're support." That matters in sports, man. It brings it in. That's the part of the game.
Yeah, you're right. And then the Knicks, man. The Knicks found with the news of losing Randall for the rest of the season, him not coming back, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Hey,
because
think of this: if everything stays where it is again, another Knicks Cavaliers matchup. It's amazing how these matchups are starting to another one of those. And that was a great matchup last year.
Can the Knicks win that matchup without Randall this year?
I think they can.
I don't know, and I know I betted against them. I voted against them last year and picked the Cavs and was wrong, but I would probably be pressed to pick the Cavs again this year because of the Randall. I don't want to second guess. I mean, I don't want to not show the Knicks they love, but that's a big deal. Cavs got some big dudes down there, and Randall matters.
Hey, the pace of the game, the defense that they play, I think the Knicks can do it again. I really think the Knicks just got Cleveland's number. Plus, I think at the end of the day, I think Donovan, he would love to be a Knick. I wish he could get out of Cleveland. I would love to see him and Jalen together. That small backcourt would
be fire.
That would be deadly, bro. Them two got going
dogs
back.
Are us.
If Kyrie and Luka can get along, Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson can get along. And man, those two bullies going to the hole constantly, going to the free throw line. Oh man, that would be fun to watch, man. Seriously.
Yeah, that would be fire. I'd be all for that.
But yeah, I mean, the big thing that we're looking at, like we talked about earlier, is what's going to happen with the 76ers. Hey, pull up the 76ers, man. Let's see what they got left.
All right.
Let's see what they got left. Let's just see if they can, because they're a game and a half out. Let's see what they got left. Let's see what, because no, really, they just need to get to 6, right?
Yeah.
So they're a half a game out of 6. They're a half a game out of 6. So they can, depending on what they got, I mean, that might be really doable for them. Oh, Philly won tonight, too. Philly won tonight. Ooh, let's look around the league. Oh, boy. It looked like the Pacers didn't play. So that means it's a tie.
So they got they got it. Ooh. No, that puts it at a half game then. If Philly won, because it was already one game.
No, so that's what put it at the half game. Okay.
Yeah, so that puts it at a half. Yeah.
These 2 games are winnable for them.
So that's a 7-game
At home.
winning
Oh,
streak.
both at home. Both at home too. Ooh. They're gonna win those
They
games.
finished up at home.
They're gonna win those games. Let's see what the Pacers got left. Because I won't even worry about Cleveland, even though that's a game and a half. See what the Pacers got left.
They won tonight.
Everybody doing their job. Ain't nobody playing.
They did play tonight.
Ain't nobody playing with that, boy.
They did play tonight, so it's still it's still a 1-game lead. Okay. So it's still a 1-game lead. And they've got
they got Cleveland
and Atlanta.
Hawks. Oh man, that's look doable too, though.
It's gonna be that could go either way.
It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot down there.
Go either way.
That Cleveland game gonna all be about if they sit people or if they trying to do something there, because Cleveland can still go forward, get home field advantage, you know. So they might be playing to try to win it all. So yeah, man, we got some intrigue down the stretch, man. Got some intrigue for them final positions out there.
Let me see. I wonder who got the head-to-head match. Who's winning the head-to-head matchup between the two?
Who won the series? The series.
Yeah. Series first is 76ers. Who's got the head-to-head matchup victories? I'm only just seeing one game. Indiana just won the last game they played against the Sixers.
Wow.
But that was back in January. I want to say that was right around when they first got Siakam, ain't it?
Yeah. And the Rockets really tried they hardest to try to get in at the end, man. Nice to see the Rockets having a better season. NBA's been good this year, man. Seeing a lot of young guys starting to really, blossom, seeing what they can be. And while he's looking for that, man, I just want to take out a moment to apologize for my man, 𝐾𝑜𝓁. You know what I'm saying? For apologizing. I want to apologize to him apologizing, because if y'all like me, man, we didn't want the beef. We just wanted the war. We just wanted the little hip hop. I know y'all can hear it in my voice, man. I didn't expect that. Kendrick rubbing his hands together like this, like Bird, man. Shout out to 𝐾𝑜𝓁, man. I can't hate a man for, being a man and manning up. But, man.
So, looks like they played at the beginning of the season. And only 3 matchups for them this year.
I'm actually shocked at that. I thought it was at least 4 times as long as you were in the East. I'm shocked it's only 3. I thought it was 4. But
yeah,
I mean,
I did too, because
so
they played them 4 times last year. But it looks like every other year. Sometimes they play them 4, sometimes they play them 3.
So Pacers got the head-to-head. That's crazy.
Pacers up in the head-to-head, so they might hold on to it.
They might. We shall see.
Might hold on to it.
Man, you don't want to see Joel in the hey. So if that's the case, then the play-in guys are going. They got their hands full.
Yeah,
man,
buddy.
That boy here to play.
Yeah, buddy. I'll tell you what, the Pacers and the Magic, you gotta be a diehard basketball fan to watch that. But it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. if you
Yeah,
are
it
a
will be.
diehard basketball fan, you will enjoy the hell of it.
Because
Hell out
both of
of it.
those teams haven't been in the playoffs in a while, and they're back. Like we
Yeah,
talked
so
about
you would
earlier.
look at it, you would
Oh,
think of when looking at it, you like, ew.
hey, bro, Indiana
But
is a
they
basketball
young
town.
teams.
That's a
Them some
basketball
both
city,
young
basketball
teams.
town. That city's gonna be on fire for them to be back in the playoffs and be playing. It's gonna be an
Yeah.
energy out there, So I'm excited to see it. And Orlando Magic earned that, man. Being third is not something to spit at, man. Those guys have
Absolutely.
won some big games. I've seen them. They have a great record against the West, against some of the best teams. Like, shots off to the
And
Orlando Magic. And that's a homegrown
before we
team
move
too,
on,
man.
because that's a good one too. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because honestly, that 3 seed is so crazy tight in the East. Because the Magic are sitting there right now, but they only are a game up on the Pacers, who are at the 6.
Hmm.
1 game difference. 1 game separates 3 and 6.
Wow.
So there's a lot
Wow.
of movement that could still happen out east.
Wow. I didn't
That's
even notice
crazy.
that.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I didn't even notice that. I
The
mean,
Knicks
and
really are
basically,
tied. The
I
Knicks
mean,
are tied with the Magic right
with a
now. The
little
Knicks
luck, the
beat the Bulls
76ers
tonight.
could jump all the way up there with a little bit of luck. They're a game and a half out of that spot. That's crazy.
Yeah. They only
Well,
got 2 games left, though.
I forgot, and it's actually 2 games now because look, my numbers I'm looking at was before
Yeah.
so. But still,
They
man,
got 2
like you say,
left.
man, the last week of the season, these next couple of days are going to still be exciting. So make sure y'all are, man, watching in, man.
A
These
lot of
guys are
teams with a
playing
lot to
for it.
play for.
Yeah, guys aren't just
They might not sit players. Guys might not sit
yeah.
down like you think.
Yeah, they're not mailing it in. It's worth it to play these last couple of games and get a win.
Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see, man. Definitely can't wait. And by the time we talk again next week, it's gonna probably be some changes, but play-in will be here by the time we meet again. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. But moving on, before we leave hoops talk, man, we got to do it. We've been doing it there since about the halfway point of the season, and we got to finish the season off strong. Last couple of weeks, our MVP rankings, man,
Yes,
top 3
sir.
MVP rankings. And
Yeah.
so, I don't know how you want to do. You want to kick them off, or
Yeah,
you want me
man.
to?
I'll get into it real quick since we're right at the end of the season. I won't jump stats. I'm gonna just do players. Coming in number 3 this week for me, Luka Doncic, man. Hey, we already know guys averaging 34 points, almost a triple-double. He's going crazy. I mean, like we just talked about, I gushed over him and Kyrie earlier and what that team is doing. I mean, we only got to talk about the others. They don't need them. These guys are the ball share, what they're doing in the game, the great plays. They're winning these games. They're not just sliding by. They're actually winning games. They're putting guys to bed at the end of the game. And Luka's the reason. He's the and I gotta give him a shout out because of the fact that people said so much about him losing Jalen Brunson and what that did to him, and how Luka can't play with another star. Luka can't share the ball. He can't play with another teammate. Same thing's been said about Kyrie. And for those guys to get together and be playing ball like that, and for that team to be playing as well as it is in the West, hey, hats out to Luka. He deserves to be even higher. But hey, 5th spot, that's kind of tough with everything that's happened this season. All right, going into my top 2. It's a little different this week. And that's because, man, Shea has been playing a lot lately. Shea's been hurt. He's been banged up. He's been missing a lot of games. So right now, Shea has dropped out of my number 1 spot this week, man. So I got Shea at number 2. I wanted him to win it, but with him not playing down the stretch, and as big as these games have been, I mean, his team is still winning without him. They're still right there, a game out of being first place. And I think if he was playing and they were still doing this, he was still giving me his 30 points, 6 and 5. I still got him at number 1. But once you're not playing, like we always talk about, the biggest thing in any sport that you can give me is availability. That's in life. That's in any job. Availability is what I need to see you. It's what have you done for me lately? And hey, when it comes to the man, they call him the stretch 5 at number 1. Hey, I think it's time for them to finally pay that man. I think Jokic's going. Hey, at this point, man, he deserves it, man. He's basically
it feels like they lining them up for it.
I mean, dude, let's just be honest here, man. His team is right there, hovering around first place. They're playing well. Every time they play against the best teams, they play very well. I mean, even when you slow him down, he's still giving you somewhere around a triple double. I mean, hey, Luka, hey, not to say Luka, but Nikola Jokic, it's really, really that guy, man. He's a
Yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a great player. He makes his team better. He's an MVP. He's a Finals MVP. And I mean, because Shea has kind of fallen off, I think this gave him a chance to squeak forward, and I think it's his award to win and to lose.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
You see the way I said his name? It can't, because I know you was like, man, I'll be killing some names. And that one came out smooth. Shout out to my
I
man.
love it. I love it. You saying these names is good for our channel's entertainment value.
I've been trying. I got to get better. I can't keep being Harry Carey my whole life.
I'm in here.
Let's go with John G.
Yeah,
National Gary Para.
I still got it. But I like your list. I'm gonna go with at number 3. I'm gonna go with the Joker. Yeah, I agree with everything you says. He's been dominant. He's an MVP candidate every year. And if I'm being honest, it feels like they're lining him up to get the award. He's most likely to get it, in my opinion. But this is my list.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going with him in the 3 spot. But this is still the top 3. So anybody on this list means I like you. So it's no knock to anybody on this list. My number 2, I got 𝐎𝑔. He's been at the top all year for me. I agree. He hasn't played a lot down the stretch. He's been banged up, and the team's still been playing solid without him, which kind of doesn't bode well for his most valuable player argument. Them still winning without him. But he's been so dominant this season, and I feel like that just needs to be rewarded. The improvement has been so insane and astronomical for him. But for me, my number 1 is Luka Magic, man. For them to have played all the way up to a 5th spot right now.
Yeah.
A game and a half out of the 4th spot, but you got to figure they probably gonna settle in right there at the 5 spot. They won like 7, 8 straight before they took their last loss, and now they won 4 straight since then. They playing on another level right now, and with the numbers that Luka was saying, putting up. I've been saying all year that if Luka got into a 6 or a 5 spot, for me, that would be enough for him to get MVP, and they did. And they looking good. They got hot at the right time of the year.
Ain't nothing to look up and see. Luka has 28 points and 10 assists at halftime. You'd be like, what?
It's nothing. Like, these is video game numbers to Luka, and now you finally getting the wins to go with it. So the numbers have been there for 2-3 years.
Shout out to Jason Kidd finally getting them guys together, man. Straight up.
Yeah, they buying in. So for me, it's Luka. I got to ride with Luka. Although, like I said, I agree with you. I think the league it feels like they're setting it up for Jokic to win another one. I feel like they're giving it to him. And you can't really complain with him getting it. I mean, first place in the league, and he's averaging damn near a triple-double again. So,
hey,
I mean, good luck trying to argue against him. You're going to sound racist if you try to
argue
argue against him.
Look, Luka doing the same thing with 35 points a game.
Yeah.
That is pretty amazing. And I mean, be honest with you. I mean, Jokic has way more help than Luka.
Yeah.
You know, they have a way better rounded team.
Luka getting about 10 points a game more than the Joker.
And Luka has, basically a brand new team compared to last year. Well, the last couple of years, that team has really transformed and changed over. And for them to still be playing that well, that does a lot of commend to him and the coach. Seriously.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jokic got him one of them. He got him an MVP at a 5 or 6 seed.
Ooh, that opens the door. That opens the door right there, then. And I have no problem with that. I'm a big Luka fan. I love Luka's game. I'm a point guard. I love to see what he does. I love his energy. I love his antics sometimes. I have no problem with that. Our list are almost identical, just a little swapped around. I'm not even a
Yeah.
Jokic fan. I'm not a Jokic fan at all. I'm telling you, if you ask me my top 10 centers, he wouldn't even be in there. But I can't deny what the guy is to the league right now and to his team. And when he goes down, they're a different team. They're not the same team without him. So same
Yeah,
thing for hey,
I
not,
am a Jokic fan though. I do like Jokic a
oh
lot.
no, I know you always
Shout
good.
out
You always
to
good.
Jacksonville. He showed up tonight.
Oh,
Jokic
what up,
won
player?
MVP as best player. He should win it again. Yeah, like we just talked about. I don't even really have to go over it again. Like you mentioned, you got Jokic as the MVP.
Sure.
And I can't disagree with you. Although for me, I would say Luka for me. I think the numbers are better. Yes. Jokic is on a better team right now, better record. But not by a ridiculously huge margin, 5 games. But the numbers are astronomical for Luka. 10 points a game higher and about the same
Yeah.
assist numbers. Still almost a triple-double for Luka as well. And I think for them to get into that top 5 seed, he should get some recognition for that. But yeah, I think the Joker will win the award in the end. But
I like it.
Yeah, so those was our top 3 MVPs. So that was fun. And woes me, I'm late to put the graphic up, but you get it.
And looking, like I said a couple of weeks ago, we didn't got to talk about coach of the year. I mean, might as well just give it to Mazzulla. I mean, they are running away with it. Best record in the league. I mean, 67
I
16.
would give it to but the expectations were also high for Boston coming into the year. I would say it's between Minnesota and Oakland, OKC coach Daignault and
I think you got to. I think dude, he's running away with it, bro. It's a regular season award, and yes, those teams are playing well out there, but they are running. The East is supposed to be way better this year. It doesn't look like it when it comes to them.
He is, but you also got 3 big time players out there. Versus. I mean, OKC, none of them are household.
Who is Minnesota's coach?
Yeah,
you gotta look it up. See,
and that's the thing. It's what you call his kid, ain't it?
I can't remember. I have to look it up.
The former coach, one of his son, a second generation coach over there.
I'm not sure. But we do need to get to know him because if they get that first place, then his name might be in the ring. I ain't gonna lie. If they end up pulling off that first place, for Minnesota to be first place in the league, that would be big for them and for their coach because I mean you got to get something at the coach, not just the
Chris Finch. I'm thinking about the last coach was second generation, but Chris Finch is the head coach.
I don't even know who that guy is.
But I was and then look and Karl Anthony Towns has been out for about a month and they still holding strong over there in Minnesota. Chris Finch gonna get a lot of votes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Chris Finch and Mark Daignault over there in OKC. That Daignault.
All 3 coaches were talking about a young new coaches in the league, so it's nice to see some fresh names out there for that. Yeah,
it really is. It really is. And Mazzulla very well could win it. I'm just not a fan. I said it a million times. He looked like a deer caught in the headlights. That team was destined to be winners because they look how long they've been together. They know
almost got 70 wins. Yeah, you better stop playing.
yeah.
That's 70 ain't no joke, bro. I know
not
it's the team that won 73.
But this is not a knock on the team. This is if anything, this is how good that team is to me.
Okay.
I mean, remember they was good before he got there. He just took right over for Ime Udoka. But I mean, hey, it might look one way to me, but he probably be coaching his ass off. So I can only just say,
we're not big Boston fans, so we on the outside looking in.
I'm a big Tatum fan, though. I do like Tatum, although I do want to see him develop more of that killer instinct.
Man, we're not talking about rings. We're talking about regular season, Jacksonville. Stay on point, bro. Now here we go with these rings, man. Don't start this ring talking here today, bro.
But I think the coach of the year comes from one of those guys out west.
It's gonna be fun to see.
I think those are the more impressive coaching performances. That's all.
Might have a
Based off of
first-time
the teams.
MVP and a first-time Coach of the Year. We'll see.
I hope so. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Like to see parity throughout the league.
2024, man, passing of the guard.
Yeah. But before we get out of here, man, we're gonna talk about it real quick and not for too long, because we'll probably get a chance to talk about it more next week and get a little bit more in depth. But just want a quick little preview, man. Next week, man, we got the Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia showdown on Saturday,
Boxing,
4/20. On
Yeah,
4/20.
man.
Twist them up, man. Shout out to Jacksonville, say it should be the Lakers coach. Stop it.
Darvin Ham.
Stop it. Big Ham.
Man. Don't be showing up late, man. We enjoy your fodder. And no, you ain't lying. Ain't nobody bad in that fight so far. I'll be watching it on some.
I'm gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be watching it. I ain't gonna say no way. I ain't mentioning how.
Look, I don't care. Come for me. I'm
looking forward to this fight, though. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think Haney gonna beat the brakes off of him, but I'm still looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be.
I think Haney will win too, but I want a Garcia. I would love for a Garcia upset. I think Haney need to get knocked off his perch. He think he's better than he is. I'm sorry.
I will say that Garcia has shown improvements since he went over to Derrick James' stable. But he still ain't on Haney's level. His footwork is nowhere near Haney. Haney's ring presence is kind of really second to none right there. And
Haney's last couple of fights, he was mad at me.
Who was that, on Garcia
Haney.
or Haney?
Haney.
And see, I think Haney's last couple. Haney's been impressive since he went up to 140 to me.
You see, I see this. You see how it is when you're a fan of you or not. That's how it really is when you're a fan of you or not.
Like
you see
his
it from
body
angle,
is able to hit. His body is able to hold on that weight different. It hit different. He'll weight bully over there now. Whereas I thought he was at the lesser ranking or weight class, when he was at the 135 weight class, I thought that he was a lightweight as far as power goes. I thought he ain't had nothing behind his punches, but moving up to 140, man, he's showing up at these matches at 160, 168 pounds.
So he bubbling up.
He's showing up as a damn middleweight. Like, and he could hold. His body was ready to move up. You know what I'm saying? He got some grown man strength now, and
So
power is translated.
You see a knockout.
Power is translated. Oh, do I give him a knockout? No, I won't give him. Well, a swarming knockout, not like a knockout of him going down, but a knockout of the ref stopping the fight because he's just getting overwhelmed.
Oh, look at Jacksonville rolling with you on the Haney talk.
A TKO. More of a TKO.
On the Haney talk. Ooh.
Yeah, man. Going to 140, it's like it unlocks something in Haney. I think before it's all said and done, Haney gonna make his way up to the middleweight. He got the build for it, the body type.
Well, hopefully he impressed me. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. He's got he got something. And it's funny because early in Haney's career, his whole thing was not getting hit, but now he's mixing it up a lot more in there now. I've been noticing these last few fights for him. So I think this should be Haney should dominate. Okay. Haney should dominate. Garcia is gonna get smoked on 420 like Bud smoked a big fish pack in July. Back in July.
Hey, since he brought that up, do we get another Bud fight this year? You think Bud gonna find a fight by the end of the year?
I want to, but like you said, find a fight. That's the key word.
Yeah,
find
man.
a fight.
Can't find nobody that want to get in the ring with that monster.
We might have to be forced. He might be forced to go in there and give it boots. We might be forced to get what we want.
They're trying to GGG Bud, man. They trying to wait till he older or something. They trying to weigh him out and let him get old.
I mean, the Charlo fight is still intriguing in my opinion. I want to see that.
I would love to see it too, but how does Charlo feel about this? No matter what we want.
We ain't heard from Charlo since he got beat by Canelo. He took that money and ran.
Hey, he probably still
Did he retire on the low?
Partying. Hey, that was the biggest bag you ever seen, you know?
Yeah, he might have retired. He might have hung up the gloves on the low for all we know. Charlo might be done.
Yeah, might go take a whooping after that. It'd be working. The paper would be there.
No doubt.
All you gotta do like Spinks did when Mike Tyson hit him, just sit there like, I ain't getting back. Take that one. Nope. I'm good. He got me.
Good. But man, yeah, man. As always, another fire one, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to the homies that won here tonight, man. Hey, we missed
y'all.
Man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Our partners in crime. You know, obviously, I mentioned it last week. Sometimes personal work and personal lives get in the way, and it is what it is. We'll catch them all back. Hopefully, we can get everybody back. You know, I've been mentioning it the last few weeks, but before the NFL draft gets here, we want to get us a live mock draft going. So hopefully, we'll have everybody in attendance for that. We're looking to do that the week of the draft. So that'll be in 2 weeks. On the 23rd of April. So definitely can't wait to chop it up with you guys again. And as always, man, it's been another fantastic week of sports, man. And from us here at On My Sports, we love y'all.
Enjoy sports. End of the basketball season. Don't miss out, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please stop. He said, wait, this the end. You can't show up and stop us at the end of the show, man.
We rolling, baby. We rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all have a great week, man. Peace out.
Catch you next week. Thanks for hanging in there.